Tonight's headlines: Palace says no fishing deal between Philippines and China. The Philippines and the United States conclude BALIKATAN exercise. Labor Department allots 65 million pesos for NCR contact tracing efforts. Coronavirus cases in the country at 979,740. DILG and LGU to inspect establishments. Localized thunderstorms to bring rain showers. Philippine stocks dip further on pandemic worries. And Labor Department proposes 24 billion peso wage subsidy program. Good evening. Today is Friday, April 22, 2021. I am Elmer Navarro Manuel and this is Tribune News on Q. Here are the stories for this evening. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque on Friday denied that President Rodrigo Duterte had a verbal agreement with China's President Xi Jinping, allowing the Chinese to fish within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. Roque said that there is no truth to the speculation of a purported verbal fishing agreement between Duterte and Xi, nor that Chinese vessels were encouraged to stay in the West Philippine Sea, despite the diplomatic protests and strongly worded statements of Philippine government officials. Roque said a fishing agreement under Philippine laws can only be done in adoption of a treaty as provided under the Article 2(1)A of the Vienna Convention on the Law on Treaties. The palace official also insisted that President Duterte does not condone unlawful commercial fishing by any state on Philippine waters. The 36th BALIKATAN exercise between the armed forces of the Philippines and the United States Armed Forces has been concluded through a ceremony at Camp Aguinaldo in Quezon City on Friday. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the BALIKATAN activities were scaled down in terms of numbers of events and participants. Health and safety protocols were observed. Only 225 U.S. military personnel and 415 AFP personnel participated this year. Major events were conducted at Ernesto Ravina Air Base in Tarlac, where Combined Air Force and Special Operations Forces joined close air support training to increase the interoperability of joint forces. Labor Secretary Silvestre Bello III said on Friday that Department of Labor and Employment has earmarked an additional 65 billion pesos for the hiring of contact tracers in the National Capital Region, the epicenter of COVID-19 in the country. Bello said the additional funds come from the Labor Department's Tulong Panghanap Buhay sa Ating Disadvantaged and or Displaced Workers program, which now totals 295 million pesos for the close to 6,000 contact tracers. TUPAD is a cash for work program of the Labor Department meant to aid informal workers displaced by the pandemic. The DOLE has since transformed the program for contact tracing of LGUs. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
Iba ng panahon, ang dami ng bago ngayon. Pati ang mundo natin, well, nagbago na rin. Buti ang bayan, bigger, better na. You can buy it to centers, pati sa mga parties may online pa at app. You can buy it with your fingers, still don't remittance and more. Online shopping, you can buy it all. Di magpadala, you can buy it all. Anong pera transaction, you can buy it all. Sabayan ang pagbabago ng mundo for all your pera transactions, all new Bayad.
The Department of Health reported 8,719 confirmed coronavirus disease cases on Friday to bring the total number of infected in the country to 979,740 even as one laboratory failed to submit data on time. The number of recoveries, on the other hand, rose to 860,412 after 13,812 patients recovered from the deadly disease. The death toll now stands at 16,529 following 159 fatalities recorded. The active cases are now at 102,799, and of the total, 96.4% are mild, 1.3% are asymptomatic, 0.9% are severe, and 0.7% are in critical condition. Data from the DOH show that 66% of the country's intensive care unit beds are in use, while 47% of the mechanical ventilators are occupied. The Department of the Interior and Local Government and all local government units will check business establishments' compliance with health protocols meant to prevent the spread of COVID-19. The DILG said the government safety seal program would grant a satisfactory shop a safety seal display, which would indicate that it complied with the health protocols. It added that all public buildings, markets, and commercial establishments would also be inspected for their use of the Stay Safe PH contact tracing application. DILG Secretary Eduardo Año said the program was a part of the government's efforts to stop the surge of COVID-19 and give people assurance on the safety of establishments. State Weather Bureau Pagasa on Friday announced that localized thunderstorms are expected to bring partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers over Metro Manila and the rest of the country. In its 24-hour forecast, the weather agency warned affected residents against possible flash floods or landslides during severe thunderstorms. Meanwhile, Typhoon Bising has slightly weakened as it accelerated northeast away from the landmass. At 3 p.m., the center of Bising was estimated at 805 kilometers east-northeast of Basco, Batanes, with maximum sustained winds of 110 kilometers per hour near the center and gustiness of up to 135 kilometers per hour. We'll pause for a short break. Stay with us.
Montero Sport. Elevate your journey.
Drive your ambition. Mitsubishi Motors.
Fiber is the free and secure way to connect with friends and family, anywhere. Send messages and make phone and video calls for free. Download Viber now.
Magsha-shopping na lang ako!
Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver.
Hello, can I get the following? One pink chair, bed sheets, na pink yung soft ha, tapos slides, size 8, pajamas na blue. Oh, don't forget ang...
Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver.
Wait lang, okay ba yan?
Anything at the SM store, ma'am.
Call to deliver. Call.
Kuya, pwede rin ba ako magpa-deliver sa ate ko sa Taguig, tapos sa friend ko sa Davao, tsaka sa fiancé ko sa Lipa? Okay ba yan?
Kahit saan po, pwede kami mag-deliver.
Call to deliver. Call. Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver. Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver. Call. Hashtag 143SM. Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver.
Call na rin kayo.
Call to deliver.
In business, Philippine share closed the week in the red on Friday as worries over the lingering economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic continue to weigh on investor sentiment. The bellwether PSEI shed 37.46 points or 0.58% to 6,378.07 at the closing bell. The broader all shares lost 20.22 points or 0.151% to 3,927.19. AAA Equities Head of Research Chris Mangun said that the market suffered more losses this week as more and more investors are closing positions on expectations that the economy will take longer to recover. More than 2.037 billion shares, valued at 5.868 billion pesos, changed hands. Decliners led advancers 132 to 64, and 47 issues were unchanged. And the Department of Labor and Employment is proposing a 24 billion peso wage subsidy program aimed at preserving jobs amid the challenging business environment created by the COVID-19 crisis. Labor Assistant Secretary Dominic Tutay said the Labor Department is working on a proposed wage subsidy program which is seen to benefit around 1.4 million workers. Emphasizing the need for a wage subsidy, the labor official said that when the National Capital Region Plus bubble returned to the enhanced community quarantine, it monitored 8,000 to 9,000 displacements per week. For his part, Department of Trade and Industry Director Jerry Clavecillas said that when the NCR and its nearby provinces went under the strictest quarantine level, the number of businesses closed rose to 15% from 4% when the area was under general community quarantine. That wraps up the stories tonight. Catch the latest news on our website, tribune.net.ph, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. The Daily Tribune is one with the nation in facing the COVID-19 crisis, and in line with this, the Daily Tribune Digital Edition and Press Reader is now available for free online. You can also download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store or Google Play to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its community Viber Katribu to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Tarcito emoticons are also available on our community Viber. Just visit the sticker store and search for Katribu. And before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store and the Araneta City for their continued support. Again, this is Elmer Navarro Manuel and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good night, and God bless us all.
Click, that's it. Never thought self-service can be this slick. Modify plans in a snap, walang hirap. It's a wrap, just tap the app. Now you can check, view, subscribe, renew. Help and support for you. Out with the ring apps are the in thing. You know what to do. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Self-service and easy to use. Mas okay tayo dyan. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Instant response, no hold time pa, wala nang hintayan. Download Globe at Home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan. Download the Globe One and Globe at Home apps from Google Play Store and Apple App Store now. Download Globe at Home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan.
Ang Philippine Offshore Gaming Operators o POGO ay isang legitimate business entity na nagbibigay serbisyo sa offshore gaming para lamang sa mga manlalarong nasa abroad sa pamamagitan ng internet. Ang mga serbisyong handog nito ay katulad ng casino games at sports betting na pwedeng laruin kahit wala sa casino. Sa Pilipinas, walang POGO operators. Tanging POGO service providers lamang dahil nagaganap ang mga laro sa labas ng bansa.
Good morning, sir. How may I help you?
Bakit kailangan ko pang pumunta sa bangko?
Oo nga naman, sir. Ba't kailangan pang pumunta sa bangko?
Why not get a UB app so you can do all these without going to the bank? Bank the way you live. Union Bank.
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original Thrilla, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first catch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.